Morning, everybody. I'll only keep you 2 minutes. Easter is only over. Spring hasn't quite arrived. And I'm now going to mention the C word. Christmas.
Hello and welcome to the Infinite Review Christmas special. Let's take a look at that mailbag. Do you know how many mailbag submissions I got this year? None. Actually none. I wasn't even sent abuse. I suppose AI killed all the artists. And I'm glad. The T800 showed up at everyone's house and smashed their Cintiqs over their heads and killed them. And I'm glad. Roll the thing.
2023.
Sorry, I was looking in the wrong place. I just found a couple of submissions. That was my mistake. And listen, artists are amazing. The fact that they would take the time, put the effort in to submit something to this, knowing that, I mean, it's not going to do anything for them. It's just the love of creativity, and I just admire it so much. You're amazing. God bless you all. Let's take a look at some of the amazing stuff you've done. Oh, this is just great. Now there's nothing I want more than a light gun game at Pirates Cove where me and Sean get blown away next to a big minion. And I see there's a banner in the background for MagFest East 2024 that is going ahead. We've got a lot of people we're waiting to hear back from, but it's shaping up nicely. MagFest East 2024.
MagFest East.
Oh, look. There we are with the shark from Pirates Cove. G-Con at the ready, just in case Sean decides to cheat at mini golf again. And of course, we'll be seeing that shark next January at MagFest East.
MagFest East.
Oh man, a leak confirming Dracula at the Olympics, as seen at Pirates Cove, home of MagFest East 2024, is coming to the Super Nintendo system. And nothing legitimizes a leak quite like a photograph of it on a screen. But this got me thinking, what Olympic sport would Dracula be best at? Let me know what you think in the comments and provide reasoning. Describing the contents of this image out loud, Reretro grills Eamon August O'Neill in the Oireachtas for spending public money on a trip to Pirates Cove really drives home how odd I've let the underlying lore of this YouTube channel become. But infinitely more interesting than that is seeing Dracula at the Olympics showcased in the mailbag again. Every submission referenced to the Pirates Cove video, which is my 4th least popular video. And let me tell you, the position of least popular Infinite Review video is a hotly contested seat. All my videos seem to be clamoring for that spot. And to see it acknowledged in each and every one of these, I think that proves there's a groundswell of natural hype building here for MagFest East 2024.
MagFest East.
2023 in review.
2023. Now there's a year for the history books. Because, well, it'd be strange if it wasn't in there, you know?
January.
Germany takes home the gold in the World Protesting Championships with their Mud Wizard entry, breaking a 5-year victory streak held by the French, who won a respectable 2nd place for their mobile hot dog riot stand. Keep on roulant, bébé. Are you excited for brain transparency? A talk at the World Economic Forum makes it clear that eventually your boss will know when you're thinking about Yu-Gi-Oh cards instead of whatever it is people in offices are supposed to be doing. If only their promo video looked like this instead of 3 Friends and Jerry, everyone would be saying, "Hook me up, I want to be a cyberpunk." Remember that scene in Blade Runner where Deckard isn't shooting his gun often enough so his scarf gives him a little electric shock?
This is a haptic scarf that MIT Media Lab has developed, which uses brainwave technology in a responsive way to give a person a little buzz. Literally, when their mind starts to wander, to help them refocus and hone their attention.
Hi-Fi Rush.
I'd been playing a lot of pre-HDMI video games before picking up Hi-Fi Rush and was starting to think, things were so much better when you couldn't tell what objects were supposed to be. So it was great to be snapped out of that with something this fresh. A brand new thing, and challenging enough to keep you on your tapping toes. I may have no rhythm or musical talent, my music teacher made that very clear, but I still had a blast with this.
February.
America goes to DEFCON 3 when a balloon that says Chinese spy satellite on the side is spotted taking photos of Elwood, Nebraska. Now the CCP know where the best bait and tackle for miles is. The Red Barn, huh? Soon to be a whole lot redder, I'll tell you that. This was also when I first discovered how useless Twitter had become for news. Time was I would learn about these events through several dozen memes before the balloon had even reached Missouri, but I had to learn about this from my dad, who found out about it from television, like it's fucking 1928.
Metroid Prime Remastered.
I spent 80% of my time thinking, wow, this really is a masterpiece. And 20% of my time saying, oh fuck off, this is shite. Everyone who likes this hasn't got a fucking clue. And for a beloved classic, that ain't bad.
Picard Season 3.
Well, at least now it's done, and we're finally free.
We could still make a movie.
Okay, you know what? Go ahead. Another TNG film. Here's a mad idea. The Borg are up to no good, and Picard can be like, oh, here, I was one of those. Sounds good, right? A final TNG movie to wash the taste of Nemesis out of our mouths? Give it up, guys. You're never gonna have on-screen chemistry like Shinzon and Riemann Viceroy V'Kruk again.
March.
The Silicon Valley bank crash brings out the usual naysaying, but look, no matter how many times the economy crashes, this is the plan we're sticking with, okay? It crashes, we tell a lot of people they're now unemployed, maybe get ourselves a little bailout, and we're right back on track. Most well-off people don't even notice these crashes, so quit being so goddamn glass half empty, okay? March is also the big breakout month for ChatGPT. Am I worried? No, not until it can write better stand-up material than mine.
Shin Kamen Rider.
My gift to you this Christmas, dear viewer, is the confidence to say, this wasn't good. Next time it comes up in conversation, just say it. That wasn't good. Nobody will think any less of you. They'll be impressed. They'll be like, where'd you get the cojones to say that? And you can say, the infinite review, sweetheart. You're welcome. Here, go buy yourself something nice. Now, I don't think you should talk to people like that, but I also can't be held responsible for how you choose to present yourself.
Resident Evil 4 Remake.
They made some things a little better. They made some things a little worse. Thank you for watching my really good YouTube videos.
John Wick Chapter 4.
Should the most exciting action film of all time be this boring?
April.
Apology Month starts out strong when the WWE say sorry for using a picture from Auschwitz to visualize the hardships that, Dominic Mysterio has endured. Later, the Dalai Lama apologizes for asking a boy to suck his tongue. I recommend reading any article about that incident if you've ever been curious about just how much your face can scrunch up. Not wanting to be outdone, Joe Biden tells the entire country of Ireland not to suck his tongue, but to lick the world.
Let's go lick the world. Let's get it done.
All of it? Even the gutters? Come on, man. What's next? Mayo for Sam?
Mayo for Sam! Mayo for Sam!
In fairness, this phrase does make sense in Mayo, which got me thinking, Has Joe Biden always made sense, but only speaks in niche local phrases? Could this be like a Darmok situation? When he tells a crowd in Pennsylvania about you candle on the lawn, is there a bunch of guys nodding to each other in the crowd and agreeing? Candle on the lawn.
The murder of Sonic the Hedgehog.
It's been a long time since I've seen anyone use the argument that Sonic games having characters other than Sonic in them is what makes them bad. But this definitely showcases how good the extended cast can be. What a great little surprise this was. Really nice art, fun character writing, and gameplay no more or less thrilling than any other Sonic game.
Super Mario Brothers movie.
I have to think of something to say about the Mario movie. It was such a major historical and cultural event. Everyone's waiting to hear what you have to say about it. I guess it was nice that they made it for kids instead of Mario lore connoisseurs in their 40s. But still, far too many needle drops, and it was clearly micromanaged and screen tested down to the fucking bone. It's basically just stage direction whenever they aren't letting Jack Black have a little fun with it. The Mario Kart bit is good though, and it's a miracle they aren't playing Shut Up and Drive over it.
May.
Terror at Eurovision as the very concept of Finland escapes from confinement. Oh fuck. He's raising taxes but using the money to increase everyone's quality of life. No, stop it! Beloved Irish television personality Ryan Tubridy takes a bow on his final appearance as host of The Late Late Show after 14 years. Aww, the entire nation of Ireland wishes him the very best.
The Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom.
Podcast listenership numbers skyrocket around the world as Link once again hits the road to cause havoc all across Hyrule. In an attempt to balance out all the death and destruction he leaves in his wake, a new build mechanic is added. Finally, Link can give back to the community after taking so many much needed mushrooms, guts, and old teeth. Somehow the game leaks early, but that's fine. They can pirate the game, but they can't pirate this pre-order bonus luggage tag that smells like a burning tire. Better luck next time, scumbags. Oh god.
June.
Beloved rat Ryan Tubridy was being paid €345,000 more than publicly declared between 2017 and 2022. The entire nation of Ireland wishes him nothing but the absolute worst. And that's about as bad as it gets. Persecutors request a 2.5-year prison sentence for Yuji Naka, the creator of Sonic the Hedgehog, which isn't funny. It's not. Sorry to spoil the fun, but there is nothing funny about the following words. The creator of Sonic the Hedgehog has gone to prison. I'll tell you what is funny though. Do you know what game he was insider trading with? The fucking Final Fantasy VII Fortnite thing that doesn't even exist anymore. Remember that? Of course not, but now you will, as the game that finally put the creator of Sonic the Hedgehog behind bars. In other definitely not funny news, a homemade trash can piloted by a Logitech controller implodes on its way to see the Titanic. Seems like a shame to have incredibly wealthy people die in the ocean but not leave behind skeletons that are surrounded by gold coins. But hey, in the nanosecond where their atoms were sharing the same golf ball sized space, they all got to know each other better than anyone else ever has. And that's nice. Scientists report the creation of the first synthetic human embryo from stem cells without the need for sperm or egg cells. Impressive, but was there really a shortage of sperm? It might be the one resource we don't have to worry about running out of. I mean, folks, if you need sperm, just say.
We love Katamari, Reroll, and Royal Reverie.
Yes, it's more of the same, but different enough from the first to make it worthwhile. Because this is a sequel made by someone who doesn't want to make a sequel, there's a bitterness under the rainbows which is very funny. It's a game called We Love Katamari, where several in-game characters say, "What's the point of this? This is a waste of time." And the combination of its bright, sunny visuals and teeth-clenching resentment really tickled me.
July.
David Grush blows the lid off a government conspiracy to cover up UFOs with the following statement. "I had an alien I was going to show you all today, but my dog ate it. Oh, you want to see my dog? I'm afraid it transformed into a beautiful woman who shared a message of peace before flying away, and you can't prove that didn't happen. God, she was gorgeous. Not like hot, but like a real beauty, you know that way?" Skeptics aren't convinced, but if they were, they'd lose their title. A little personal July news: I became canonized in 2000 AD, which is easily the coolest thing to ever happen to me, at least until someone dresses up as me and stands in the background of Space Jam 3.
Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1.
Ethan Hunt saying he cannot prioritize his life over others does feel honest coming from Cruise, who seems happy to fall off trains, planes or cliffs as long as we're having a good time at the movies. The exposition in this is barely a step above some independently financed and paranoia-fueled movie for America's widest-eyed nail-biters who are too clever to speak to a professional. All this talk of the coming storm, the end days, and the Great War that everyone knows is coming would be right at home in the middle of some Christploitation fever dream and or Illuminati expose that cost $300 to make but somehow has over 15 million views on YouTube. A guy at my screening went for a piss during the bike jump. Mate, Tom Cruise is risking his life for you. Wear a nappy.
August.
Bank of Ireland decides to say thank you to their customers by letting them withdraw money they don't have from their ATMs as a little treat. This one's on us, folks. Go on, get yourselves a Chuck Ice. Personally, I prefer to make money the ethical way, which is why I started a true crime TikTok account.
Richie, tell me the entire Jill Dando story.
Jill Dando was a television presenter. She used to do like those holiday programs. Remember the 90s, you used to get programs on the telly. She did a lot of those. Anyway, she was murdered on her doorstep. She was executed, they say, by a professional killer.
A professional killer.
So nobody knows who did it, but somebody did go down. It was a guy who was obsessed with Freddie Mercury. He's in the papers. His name was Barry Balsara.
Yeah. Barry Balsara.
You know, he changed his second name to be the same as Freddie Mercury's real name.
No!
And he got released from prison. A lot of conspiracy theories. They reckon that she was close to blowing the lid on the whole sort of U-Tree pedos at the BBC, Jimmy Savile thing. But that seems quite... Anyway, that's what they reckon.
You don't think there was paedophilia at the BBC?
No, I never said that. I said that.
Be careful now, because you might be... Is there still paedophilia at the BBC?
Armored Core 6, Fires of Rubicon.
I was a cold, calculating machine all the way up to the boss fights, which I must confess often ended with frantic button mashing that would make Eddie Gordo blush. Too often with big robot games, it feels like a costumed man is running around in a model village, but the sense of scale is really impressive here. I thought I'd bounce right off the customization elements, but I was hooked. And I got so used to replaying missions that I realized once I got to the end, I'd been tricked into basically playing through it all 3 times over. Tricked into having a good time, You bastards.
September.
Britain decrees that anyone who gunned down civilians in Northern Ireland can't get in trouble for it. Legally. A few people on this side of the Irish Sea think that's pretty fucking rude, but everyone in England is too busy trying to source a large enough pizza oven to kill a bunch of dogs in or something. They've clearly got their own things to worry about, I guess. Like this tree being cut down? A tree that was in a film in 1991? I can't believe we lost Dumbledore and the tree on the same day. Two giants of cinema, gone.
Danny Shaw, who joins us now. Good evening, Daddy. Danny, thank you.
A space expert discovers a crater left by a meteor on a Dublin beach while walking the dog.
The unusual hole on Portmarnock Beach stopped local astrophysics enthusiast Dave Kennedy in his tracks yesterday, and he's certain the small but heavy rock inside it came from up above.
As you can tell by here, there's a scorch mark on this side here, so that would have been at the angle that it came down at. And it is weighty. I'm not sure if it's composition, but we're definitely going to have to find out.
Shortly thereafter, footage of the hole being dug the day before by some young fellas emerges, but our expert Dave is not deterred and still brings the rock in for analysis. And rightly so. We should bring this lad in for an alien autopsy too, just in case, because something's going on here, and it needs a space expert.
And only about a month ago I was watching a documentary from NASA on exactly what you're looking at behind you. So when I looked at it and saw how uniform it is and the blast crater, I knew immediately that I was looking at it as an impact site.
Dave has spent the day reaching out to astronomy experts to see if they can help him solve the mystery of the crater on the beach.
The creator.
No, it wasn't very good, but nobody makes big stuff look better in movies than Gareth Edwards. So I propose we give him the Del Toro pass. A gold card that says, make as many shiders as you want, as long as they're pretty, and we promise to never get mad. Everyone at A24 is desperate for one of these, so hold on to it.
October.
Hamas launches an attack on Israel for practically no reason at all, and then start blowing up Palestinian hospitals and refugee camps left and right, which is pretty strange. Come on guys, leave some hostages for the IDF to, save. The Israeli Deputy Chief of Mission in Ireland, Adi Ofer Maus, accuses Ireland of being directly responsible for funding the construction of tunnels below Gaza. And look, I'm not going to say that's not true. I'm just going to say that when the collection basket goes around at the local tractor show, we don't know where that money is going. At times like these, people need to hear a voice of reason. The world naturally turns to Donald Trump, but unfortunately he's busy with his new career as a film critic.
Has anybody seen Silence of the Lambs? Hannibal Lecter, how great an actor was he?
Spider-Man 2.
The greatest video game of all time. And it has to be, because if the one game that comes out on the PS5 each year isn't the second coming of Christ every time, the game industry will collapse. Please, please, please do not point out that these games rely on a hype train building momentum for over 3 years, only to come out, review well, sell well, and disappear forever in under a week. It's sustainable, people.
Frasier.
You know what? It's fine. But only if you're eating dinner with it. Paramount really should have done a cross-promotion with HelloFresh, like ingredients delivered to your door, simple recipes for tasty meals that help you to watch Frasier without giving it your full attention.
November.
Sony releases the PlayStation Portal, and they owe me €100 for saying so because, let's face it, this is the first time anyone is hearing about it. Not even ChatGPT knew what it was, and that's been cobbled together out of all of mankind's collective consciousness. Elation as Chris Pratt is confirmed to be playing Garfield in a movie trailer which asks viewers to submit videos of their own cats acting like the world's favourite sarcastic tabby. Okay, you've aced the sleeping, but I really need you eating lasagna if we're going to do this right. Oi. Oi! Rum rum rum! I just love lasagna. Oh my god, my cat is Garfield. This is crazy. Oh, we have a late entry for the World Protesting Championships from Ireland? The land of saints and scholars? Unfortunately, a mob setting fire to buses and robbing display runners with no matching pair in an effort to make the public feel safe doesn't convince the judges, who unanimously vote cringe.
The killer.
If I'm in a fancy restaurant, I don't want the lobster. I want the sausage and mash. I want to see the best they can do with the basics. That's what you're getting here, and it's delicious. Hey, was that a food analogy? No, it was a film analogy about some nice sausage and mash I had. Try to keep up.
December.
Unfortunately, I sacrifice all my time in December to making these Christmas specials. No. Happy to do it as long as you're enjoying yourself. I'm like Tom Cruise in a way. But it does mean that I have no December news for you. Instead, here are some non-2023 things I inhaled this year.
Gran Turismo 7.
Having not played a Gran Turismo game since 2, I'd forgotten that taking every corner is like taking an exam. It had also been a long time since I'd played a true AAA flagship game, and I did find myself charmed by the presentation. It all screams money, but not in a desperate to impress way. It's respectable, classy, which is how you know that under the surface, it's actually evil as fuck.
Cyberpunk Edgerunners.
Took a while to get around to this, since it's hard for me to prioritise any animated tie-in series for a video game, much less a video game with a mixed reception that I haven't even played. But this was great. Its adult content reminded me of how exciting and bold it felt to watch anime for the first time. I don't think an anime character has canonically had sex since 1999, so hats off to these cyber shaggers.
Front Mission First Remake.
Fucking boring to look at and to play. The mishandling of these remakes has been a real disappointment, just like my useless cat. Isn't that right, kitty? No.
Ridge Racer 2.
This year, a number of titles previously held behind a PSN subscription became available to simply buy, which was nice. Letting people select and buy what they're interested in individually is old-fashioned, I know, but it kind of works. Anyway, one of those titles was the 14th Ridge Racer game, Ridge Racer 2, and I really liked it. So that's that. Now, usually this is where I say, that sure was a bad year, but don't kid yourself into thinking next year will be better. But I think that point has been proven, so let's change the tune. 2023 was a mixed bag for me. Some bad personal stuff I won't get into, but also really good personal stuff, which I will. Creatively, I was really proud of the videos and podcasts I'd made this year. And I wrote an episode of a cartoon, which is a bit of a dream come true, honestly. The reason I bring up these highs and lows is because whether I was up or down, I was telling myself I need to be more positive. And one way for me to do that is to talk about you. I have pretty much given up on the idea of the Infinite Review growing as a channel. I would love to see more people enjoying it after so many years, but it's not going to happen, is it? But also, that's fine. I'm happy knowing I have a really great audience supporting me, and that includes the patrons, without whom I wouldn't be making anything. So thank you all so much for sticking with me. There's still a lot of fun stuff I want to make for you, so look forward to that. In the meantime, I sincerely hope you all have a very Merry Christmas. Was that more positive? I think so. It was less negative anyway.